Well, everybody always keeps asking when little Junkyard Special here is finally going to be going out and doing some field work. Today she finally gets her chance. Gotta go rake or bump them straw windrows over. Got rained on Friday morning. Well, actually most of the day Friday. Got somewhere around 1.5 inches-ish on it, I think. Dried all day yesterday. Then this morning it got like another 1/10. At least I got a 1/10 at my house. Might have not got anything over here. But regardless, gonna go bump it over so it can finish drying. And merge the windrows together while I'm at it and make a 26-footer out of 2 13s. Because when Rodney was baling that straw off that first field, he said he was having an issue making a consistent bale because the windrows were so light. Granted, he's also running a baler that's probably got twice the capacity of mine. He's running like a late 90s, early 2000s New Holland. I don't know what model, but it's a fairly decent sized baler. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this part one-handed or not. Yeah. Oh yeah. And this will also probably be the first time I ever get this thing on video. It's an Oliver number 2 rake that also came from Max's. That farm supplied a lot of equipment around here. But anybody, obviously this is a 4-wheel rake, and anybody that's ever used one of these things knows that pulling off of the normal drawbar going down the road, they don't pull for shit, and you can only go like 4 or 5 miles an hour, otherwise they start tail whipping. Well, I wanted to actually be able to use the thing, so I made that hitch to go off the back to pull it backwards, and then you can go as fast as you want, and it don't care. So, and the way I made it, I didn't modify the rake at all. I used existing bolt holes in the whole 9 yards, so if you ever wanted to put it back, all you gotta do is pull the hitch off, put shorter bolts back in, and you'd have never known that hitch was there. But I gotta take this down and grease it real quick, and then we'll get over the field. Okay, now that the world is back facing the right direction, don't really need to go too low with this thing. Only come down one on the back. Yeah, how's that make us look? Yeah, we're scratching the dirt a little bit. Don't really need to go too low because the straw is sitting up on top of the stubble, so. That don't look too bad. This is only the second time I've ever used this rake in all the years I had it. Last year, I think it was, when we were getting all the rain, we got a dry spell and my buddy dropped every acre of hay he had, and we had 3 tractors raking. And I used this behind my 66. That's the first time it's raked hay since 1966. That anybody can recall. So this will be the second time I've ever used it. be a problem. Before I lose my R pin, I'm gonna go ahead and shove it all the way through the hole. Makes it a little harder for him to get out that way. In all reality, this stuff would bail without having to rake it, but like I say, I wanted to merge the windrows anyhow. So get them pushed together, get a little bit bigger windrow out of it, you can make a better bail. So, but it looks like we're doing pretty good, so I'm gonna make a round here and see what it looks like. The stubble's kind of tall, so stuff doesn't roll like it normally would. But all in all, not too bad. I jumped up to 5th gear so I can idle the tractor back a little bit. Since it's straw, you don't really got to be worried about leaf loss, so by all rights, you can rake as fast as the rake will go if you want. But this is also like a 70-something odd-year-old rake, so we'll give her a little bit of a break anyhow. We're not out here to prove nothing. Their first one was a #1 side delivery. That was a high wheel, steel wheel rake. I've only ever seen one of those one in person. I've seen them in pictures. There was one that showed up on Craigslist about 2 years ago, I think it was, if I remember right. That was like museum quality, all original. I don't think it had ever sat out a day in its life. And they knew what they asked. If I remember right, they wanted like 1,200 bucks for it. And then after that came the number 2, which is what this is, which I think came out when the fleet lines came out. The wind noise on this video is going to be terrible, I'm sorry. It's just windier than hell. But anyway, and then the number 2 went all the way from the fleet line up to the 3 digits. And when in the late supers, they went from the 21-inch wheel, which is what this rig's got on it, to a 9.5/15, this regular implement tire. And the rake went all green instead of green with red wheels like this one is. And then when the 3 digits came out, it went green with white wheels. Then after that, just like everybody else, they ditched the 4-wheel rake and started coming out with 2-wheel rake. Together, because I don't want to make them tight so that they don't dry. I'm actually just taking 2 of them and trying to put them right next to each other. Trying to, anyhow. tell you what, the more I run that thing, the better it runs. It's not even smoking. Which, granted, I mean, it's barely in the work range. It's not like it's hot, but hey, normally it's got a little bit of blue haze and it's not even smoking. It's just clean as a whistle. But that job's done. Didn't even take me a lot long. It only took about 2.5 hours, I think. Seems like I started out here, about 2.5 hours. I ended up stopping, or I quit driving across that wet spot because it was so rough. But yeah. Might have to pull ahead a little bit. That thing might have some clutch might have some tension on it yet. But anyhow, as far as the rake plugging, hopefully that makes it back to the barn. That's a tube. That is definitely a tube. As far as the rake plugging goes, should be able to take care of some of that by adjusting the cam drum, because there's cam wheels on the tine bars that flick them around as the rake turns. And I think I need to make it, for that tall stubble, I think I need to make it a little less aggressive, because near as I could tell from the seat, when the straw got up into here, it's like the tines were coming in too soon and it was shoving it up into the frame. I think if I delayed them a little bit so that the straw actually had time to get back underneath the windscreen, it'd be better. But time will tell. Oh, there it went. I really hope that makes it back to the barn. I really do. But anyway, I'm going to get this thing back over to the shed and grab the baler and bring it over here so that it's ready to go in the morning, or not in the morning, tomorrow afternoon when I get home from work. And probably get some wagons staged over here so they're here. And we will be all ready to rock and roll tomorrow, because this stuff, it's not like it's got water on it. It feels it feels a little damp. It's hard to describe. It doesn't feel wet. It just feels kind of tough. But we got sun all day tomorrow, so a good 12 hours of baking, well, whatever we got left of today, and then 8-9 hours of baking tomorrow before I bale it. This stuff will be ready to rock and roll. So anyway, I guess that's it for this one, and we will catch y'all on the next one.